just wanted to show you a quick book review. I got these books because I was starting to get interested in this material. Actually, my husband got into it first. He heard about it regarding permaculture, and he got this book, and it has a lot of great information. Practical Permaculture for Home Landscapes, Your Community and the Whole Earth by Jesse Bloom and David Bonlin. And it has a lot of really cool ideas, a lot of information that you need. He talks about, they talk about beekeeping, landscaping, water collection systems, growing plants like on roofs of things using vertical space, all kinds of things regarding permaculture and how to protect a tree and how to grow things in guilds and different types of gardening in beds or directly in the soil. Just really wonderful resource. And there are communities that do this sort of stuff with permaculture. And I've heard of several in the East Coast, and recently I saw a documentary where there is a community in LA that does this, where they share bicycles and all sorts of things, and it's more community based, and it's a way of practicing permaculture in a city environment. And I just think it's fantastic, because then you don't have to purchase so many things, just share things. Sharing cars is the latest thing. So here I have another book that's really great. Create an Oasis with Greywater, Choosing, Building, and Using Greywater Systems. And it's by Art Ludwig. And somehow when we ordered it, we got two versions of it. And one is a 5th edition and one is a 6th edition. And some of the pictures are a little bit different. But the information is pretty much the same, but it's really wonderful because it shows you how to establish systems to get gray water, because that's one of the things that we need to do, is to try to use our most precious resources, especially water. It's getting clean rainwater that doesn't have salt or anything in it is hard to come by, and there are many ways to save water, especially in the deserts where it's so critical. You can make rainwater catchment systems, but this one is actually on gray water systems. So things that come out of your shower or your tub or your washer for washing clothes, you can reuse that water. And you can try to find as many ways to reuse water around your house so that you don't waste it. So for instance, you can, when you're ready to take a shower in the winter, the water comes out cold, so you can collect that rainwater into 2 or 3 jugs of clean, 2 or 3 clean milk jugs or buckets or something, and then you can reuse that water, and you can just leave it there in the bathroom area, and then the next time you need to use the restroom, you can flush with that water. And that gave it 2 uses. Instead of having it go down the drain, you collected it, then you'd be able to use it to flush the toilet. Or you could use water that you wash your hands with, that you collect into a bucket. You wash your hands and the water goes down into a bucket with soap and everything, and then you can use that to flush toilets with, or something else. But it's really critical, especially in the years of drought. And here is a great book. It's by Toby Hemingway, Gaia's Garden, and it has a lot of pictures, a lot of ideas, a lot of information, how to build a pond, how to catch water, what are good plants, companion plants, good plants to grow for different reasons, a lot of great permaculture concepts. This has got to be one of my favorite books. And in fact, it has an award. It's really great. And my mother-in-law got me this book. It's called Raised Bed Revolution. Build It, Fill It, Plant It, Garden Anywhere by Tara Nolan. And it has a lot of plans on how to build different planter beds. So, and trellises and all kinds of things, and they give you the dimensions and the different ways that you can build them in here with their ideas. So really fantastic book. And here's another one, Mini Farming, Self-Sufficiency on a Quarter Acre, which is a lot of property in the U.S. In the urban farming. You don't get like a whole lot of space, but you can make the most of it on how to extend the food season, selecting and saving seeds, and all kinds of information, pest and disease control, water and irrigation, time and yield, all this information, how to compost. It's in this book by Brett L. Markham, Mini Farming, and it's a good starter book on what to do to make the most of your garden and to grow as many things as possible. And it is all inclusive. In fact, it even includes about canning and freezing and preserving dehydrating foods. So that's pretty awesome. I personally love freezing and dehydrating. I have not tried canning yet. And I like to share things. And then my mother-in-law also bought me this book, DIY Hydroponic Gardens, How to Design, Build Inexpensive System for Growing Plants in Water by Tyler Barras. So it has like different things that you need to get to make a hydroponic system. Now, I haven't tried it yet, and I'm not too sure if I want to do that, because you have to come up with a lot of money to have the system, to purchase PVC or to purchase the different supplies. I mean, it may not be very different from what I have already spent money on. We spent some money on wood, and with that we made the molds for our concrete beds, and we had to buy concrete, and we had to buy lots of nuts and screws and things. But in the end, we ended up with a couple concrete garden beds, and they won't decay and fall apart. And with this system, it would take up some space and require the money to start it. So I have not yet begun trying that, but you can feel free to make comments regarding that if you know more about hydroponic gardening. For the time being, I'm just doing regular gardening in the yard, in the garden beds, and in the soil. So you can choose any of these books to check out, because they're really informative, and it's a good way to start gardening, whether you choose this way, which it can be, it saves water because you just recycle the water and then you just push nutrients in, every now and then so the plants will grow, and you just harvest from there. And I know it's a good method. However, I'm not that handy, and so I haven't tried this method yet. But give these books a read. My favorite are Gaia's Garden and Practical Permaculture. So have a great day.